everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I just wanted to give you guys some tips on how to get hired by Hollister. And this whole setup is different and the lighting is different, but I just thought that maybe you guys might like it. Basically, how I got offered to work for Hollister is I went into the store just shopping like normal, and then a manager came up to me and she's like, "Do you want a part-time job here?" And I was like, of course, yeah. And she pretty much just gave me a site to go to and a password. You use the password to get a job application, but I cannot tell you the password. I'm not allowed to. I would get in big trouble. But I do know they change it every year. Yeah, so they pretty much came up to me just because of, I think, my look. And that sounds kind of like, yeah. You know what that sounds like. But, I mean, when you think about California, you usually think about, like, blonde hair and stuff. At least that's what I think of. And I see a lot of their models having, like, blonde hair and, like, blue eyes. So I think that's kind of why they came up to me, because they do pick people out in their store to represent the brand. So pretty much if you look like you would live in California, then they're pretty much going to want you. Second off was I had to fill out my job application. So basically, you guys don't have to be asked, but I always think that's a positive thing to be asked to work for Hollister. It's just another like motivator, and you know that you're more likely to get the job. And they're basically recruiting a lot of people because a lot of people were not working there because of college. So think about times like that, like seasonal people. That's when I'd go get my job application. So like August would be good. Also, I just filled out my job application. I put I wanted to work as a model, and models work on the floor. They also greet people, like when you walk into Hollister or like Abercrombie, they'll just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Just stuff like that. But yeah, I filled out my job application, and they have interviews. So they have interviews every Tuesdays and Fridays, and I think they're both at 4 o'clock. But I was open for the Tuesday one, and what they do is they have a group interview. And that's a lot less stressful. But like for me, I'm pretty much comfortable talking in front of people face to face. Like I talk to my camera face to face, I guess. So I mean, it doesn't really faze me too much. But before I went to my interview, I made sure I followed their policy, and that was wear as little makeup as possible. And you can see my makeup right now. That's already too much. You can only wear mascara and like a little bit of foundation. You can have no nail polish on your nails, nothing on your lips except for like lip balm. And yeah, that's a little bit strict, but that's just the work policy. And also, they really like the color navy, and you can see my sweater is navy. So yeah, stuff like that. And your hair also has to look natural, like this is your natural hair. But I like to curl my hair because it's different. So yeah, I had my interview. I went to Hollister, and I just went up to like a manager. I was like, "Where do you want me to go for the interview?" And she's like, "Oh, we'll find you. We already know what you look like." And they pretty much, I was buying clothes, so they picked me out, and they're like, "Alright, we're ready for your interview." And obviously they're not going to interview in Hollister. It's like dark and loud in there. So we went out into like the mall area where there's like couches and seating where people just like relax. But nobody showed up for the interview except for me. So that was good and bad because it makes it more like serious and stuff. But like, I was the only one there. So like I had no competition. But one guy actually did show up late, and that's not a good thing. He showed up like 10 minutes late for the interview, and the girl looked kind of mad at him for doing that. I don't know. I had nothing. The interview is really easy, like relax. They pretty much ask you how your friends would describe you. I said like my friends would describe me as like caring and determined. So basically, don't just be like, "Oh, my friends would describe me as hardworking," and like just words that people don't use, like, "Oh, I'm a people person." Just be like, "I'm friendly, I'm funny," and that's pretty much how I am. Like, Hollister just wants people who are them, and they're like relaxed and happy. And I also said that I'm funny, and I think that was like, ooh, a little different. And another thing they're going to ask in your interview is about diversity, and just go search that up. Know that like the Hollister brand seems kind of biased for looks, so diversity, make sure you know that question, you will be asked that. And then another was, how would you describe the brand Hollister? And I said I described Hollister as beachy elegance, because that's really how I see it. And I also know that like it's really like natural and relaxed. I also said like it's relaxed. So that's pretty much what I said in my interview. Don't copy me word for word. They're going to know if you're rehearsed. Like, I rehearsed a tiny bit, like 3-5 minutes, but I wasn't like, oh, I gotta nail this, 30-minute practice each day, Just keep it relaxed, keep it real. Just be yourself. I mean, they're hiring you. They're not hiring someone else, so that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys want my everyday work makeup tutorial or stuff like that, or my first day of work, or you just want to know more about this, then I would love to, because this is a very exciting experience for me. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye everyone.